Okay, 1v1 on Crossing. This game is going to be famed Co-1 player Noggano. All these Co-1 names today, actually. Yeah, Nystrom. Where's Nystrom? Where's all these Co-1 people popping up? Kind of weird. It's fun though. Noggano versus Jihad Mo. We're going to see Oberkommando West in the north versus Soviets in the south. Scavenge, Luftwaffe breakthrough, I think. Yeah, versus Guard Motor. I'm actually excited to see Guard Motor because I have no idea how it performs this patch, and it makes sense on this map. Your Guard Motor it used to make sense on every map. It probably still makes sense on this map. I want to see the Guard nerf in effect. I want to see the mortars cost reduction, all kinds of things. The T-34-85 works differently, everything. So I think this is like this commander is drastically different than it used to be. I'm curious to see if I mean, I certainly want it to still be viable on this map. In theory, I would hope that it's still viable. I hope it hasn't just been destroyed and is terrible now. I doubt that, honestly, but let's see if Jihad Mo can make it work. And Noggano, playing as Oberkommando West, is going to go to Volksgrenadiers, going pretty hard left. He should probably win this engagement. Ooh, especially if those conscripts backpedal. Oh, that was terrible. Jihad Mo threw that engagement away. Kind of messed it up. Maybe he didn't have vision. There is a vision blocker, I think, right there, so those Stern Pioneers perfectly positioned for that. Forces an early retreat. These conscripts are going to jump into green cover and not advance until support arrives. But, of course, meanwhile, these two squads getting all territory on the right under their control unopposed.
Volksgrenadier are on the line.
Volksgrenadiers making their way over here towards the right. Maz, just so you know, if somebody says fuck inverse, he is a cunt, you can time that person out. Like, really? Okay, I'll do it myself, but come on. Step your shit up a little bit, please. Volksgrenadiers over here on the right side, taking control of this point. Conscripts engaging against Volksgrenadiers over here on the right side. They're kind of losing this a little bit. He wants to continue engaging at range, or maybe just keep these squads tied up over here. Over here on the left side, conscripts have overwhelmed this position and are going to get the strategic and fuel point under their control easily enough.
Our territory is falling into enemy hands. This is what we're trained for.
These squads on the flank do pull ahead in this engagement. The wounded Volksgrenadiers stick around to be used for capping. He should be able to cap quite rapidly. He's got 4 squads available over here on the right. And Jihad Mo has actually stopped making units. He went with 3 cons, still no tech, still no anything, because he purchased an oddly early field infirmary, which I don't think is a very good idea, and we're kind of seeing why now. But he will go as tier 2, and he's probably going to get a Maxim or something like that out soon. With the Maxim now actually having quite decent AoE suppression, it should be a pretty solid unit. I think the Maxim is already quite viable, but it'll now be a more attractive option, I guess, slightly. Conscripts do have superior numbers over here on the left side. Volksgrenadiers do only minor bleed before being forced to retreat in this engagement. These squads on the right side move to take control of the fuel and munitions points. Stern Pioneers moving to grab the center VP. These two squads making their way up towards the middle.
You need something. The enemy is taking what we have secured.
And a fuel cache is going to go up. These conscripts making their way towards the middle. Oh, that sneaky grenade. Jihad Mo was watching the engagement, though. Good reaction. He was hoping that that 5-minute grenade, sometimes people aren't quite expecting it. They aren't ready, but Jihad Mo was paying attention. And even in green cover, then maybe they would have been fine. But nice dodge. Stern Pioneers moving up into the engagement, however, will push them back into the base. A couple Soviet squads working on the left, while a lot of Ukraine West infantry is making its way out of the base to try and maybe get some territory there under control. With the map split pretty much perfectly in half. Ooh, that Schumann, actually. Schumann was pretty good right there. But yeah, with the map split pretty much perfectly in half, that puts Noggano in a good situation as he transitions himself up. He has gone tier 2. Game, please. So, and a Rakettenwerfer in production. It's kind of an early Rakettenwerfer. I don't know if I think that was necessary yet. His opponents... I mean, we've seen some pretty fast M5s. I don't know, maybe actually, now that I said that out loud, maybe that is pretty good timing on the Rakettenwerfer. With how dangerous that unit clearly is now, I guess I can't fault him for wanting a little protection from that early. He must have seen a mine getting planted right there, so he decides to throw a grenade, get that mine cleaned up. There's the Maxim hitting the field, moving to protect here on the center/right. And Volksgrenadiers are moving to take control of everything over here on the left. So they're just trading territory right now. I also think that the early fuel cache is kind of hurting Jihad Mo a little bit. I think getting field infirmary a little early, fuel cache even at all in 1v1 probably not super worth it, but maybe if he gets the M5 out a little faster, he'll find that. He's mostly gated on manpower though, honestly. If he had just spent the manpower, or saved the manpower and gone straight for the M5, he probably would have ended up getting it out faster. Because he's going to end up having a fuel surplus if that is the unit he's going for. But he may just be rushing T-3485s. I don't know. Who knows? With the new patch, we're probably going to see a lot of experimentation. So, I am curious to see what he's doing, and I'm curious to see if it's going to work. Noggano thus far has not had enough time for his strategy to evolve and become clear. But it looks like it's going to be a tier 4 build. So, good. We're seeing different things. We're seeing all kinds of different things. Volksgrenadier set up in green cover over here on the left side. Engaging against conscripts from range. These two squads moving to grab the strategic point here. Maxim working on the munitions. Flamethrower there will be forced to retreat, and it's not a quick M5, it is a T-70, which is nothing new. Definitely standard stuff, and that should be an effective tool in pushing Noggano off of the cutoff and back onto his half of the map. Obviously, the T-70 can't get too aggressive on his opponent's cutoff. There is a Rakettenwerfer on the field. Tier 4 will protect against flanks. But the T-70 will have no problem chasing these squads away. They don't have the anti-tank firepower they need to combat it. T-70 continues to chase, trying to pick up wipes with the Rakettenwerfer protecting, however. Ooh. Oh, that late reaction, it might even go down! Oh, laser-guided rocket, and that T-70 just walked right into that. Nice positioning by Noggano, and a bit of a misstep there by Jihad Mo, who is just not quite paying attention. And by the way, if you see that about to happen, you think your T-70 might die, pop self-repair. Pop self-repair, and it will survive that second hit. So plenty of opportunity for him to save that T-70, and he kind of messed it up. Messed it up a little bit right there. Meanwhile, a Panzer II is in production, and Noggano obviously very prepared for the T-70, so my bad on calling that Rakettenwerfer too early. Clearly the right call, but yeah, no preparation for the looks at all. Nothing. He does have tier 2 up, but no AT gun on the field yet, and he's throwing his current manpower reserves into an M5. Hopefully he'll have a little bit more success with this unit than he did. Does he even have AT grenades yet? No, he does not. Instant retreat, giving that Panzer II an opportunity to hunt and kill squads. If it wants, it does risk hitting mines by doing this, but Jihad Mo is not currently planted any, so Jihad Mo is going to have to do something amazing to turn this game back around. Currently, it does not look good. His map control situation does look pretty good, though. Maybe he can use his very high fuel income to try to salvage this game, but he just lost his one squad of combat engineers. He's got to queue up this AT gun now. He's getting a new squad of combat engineers, a lot of manpower. He even had to cancel his M5 just so he'd have the manpower for the things he really needs. Does not look good. His map control situation is the only reason this game may be possible.
AT gun is ready for combat. Engineers ready for assignment.
There's the AoE suppression on the Maxim in effect, though. That never would have happened before. That definitely would not have happened before. That's interesting. And there's the AT gun on the field. Panzer II will be forced to pull back for repairs a little bit. He'll have to be a little bit more cautious with this unit, but clearly he's already had quite a good impact with it. Su-76 is now in production. With this now as a tier 3 unit, I'm curious to see how it'll do. With the barrage, it can perform a little bit against infantry, and of course, its main gun has always been good against the Panzer II, and now it is even better, I guess, against the Panzer II. Now it will still penetrate probably every time.
Make ready to move.
Of course, the fact that it's in tier 3 makes it much more accessible.
Enemy
So.
forces are neutralizing a sector. Su-76, go ahead.
Ooh, we just almost blew the barrage on those Jaegers. That is scavenge chosen, by the way. So we've seen fortifications, now we're going to see scavenge. Fortifications didn't quite work, mostly due to team weapon control, though. We didn't get to see late game fortifications used, really, but we'll see scavenge this game. Maybe we'll see some the Ostwind, maybe just Jaeger light infantry to sort of supplement his long-range firepower, which on this map you can probably never have too much long-range firepower. Panzer II will be forced back again by the AT gun, and here comes the Su-76 onto the field, but Noggano has taken control of the whole map with the T-70 cleaned up. He is free to just harass everywhere, and Jihad Mo is struggling to counter that in any way.
Half-track has been assigned to our forces. You have a target? Su-76 ready! Yes, comrade. Ready! Su-76 here! Range! Yes, comrade. Military attacking in force!
Su-76 firing. The barrage will convince those infantry to retreat and get out of there. There's the M5 hitting the field pretty much at the exact same time. These threats will be probably Jihad Mo's last chance to get map control back and turn the game back around in his favor.
300 points stand between us and defeat. AT gun ready. Standing by. Soldiers ready. Engineers have secured something built.
Combat engineers repairing the Su-76 there. Noggano has definitely kind of pulled back a little bit from the left, and things will quiet down as he tries to think of a way to assault, and the Soviet player gets a little territory back. Will make a light harassment attempt right. Obviously not going to succeed. Plenty of infantry set up in cover to shut that down. We will see all 3 tiers constructed here by Noggano, so I almost wonder if he's going to go King Tiger. It's probably not necessary, but if he makes it to King Tiger, his opponent's everything will not really be able to do much. Obviously, a big T-34-85 swarm can take on a King Tiger, but he's so behind in fuel. I honestly don't think going King Tiger is really necessary. He could probably get away with just going Panther or something like that, but we'll see what he decides to do.
Crews can now repair their own vehicles.
Conscripts charging into close range against these Volksgrenadiers. Will, of course, win that engagement easily enough. I'm not really sure what those Volksgrenadiers are doing right there, but either way, Panzer II taking damage. Su-76 barrage nails the Rekenwer for a little bit, moving up into close range. He's trying to get a line on the Su-76, but it's not going to happen. High explosive barrage from the from the field gun as well contributes to clearing that out. These two squads in the middle, both forced to retreat. I think a squad just got wiped somewhere, but I don't know what it was or what happened. The squad of conscripts went down somewhere. They will be repurchased here in the HQ. He's got a little bit of manpower float, actually, with which to do that. He might consider getting even more infantry on the field, because clearly his opponent has not been stingy about infantry purchases. Rekenwerfer so sneaky! Look at that! Look at that sneaky Rekenwerfer right there, and the M5 gets sniped. Nice play by Noggano, and we see another wipe there as well. Those two pickups are going to swing the game dramatically in Noggano's favor, and that might be GG. He's also up to 8 CPs now. He could go Ostwind. He could, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what he wants to do because the game's over. Again, the replay just froze. I don't know why it can't just be like Noggano wins. Like, that seems like it would be a pretty basic feature of an observer mode, but whatever, I am not even mad about it. GG! Well played by Noggano. Axis wins.